Hey, Thomas Bartke here with TrackifyX. So in this video, I want to start out again with a little game playing here. Let's go for the TrackifyX game. I'm still looking for challengers here who are able and willing to have some fun with the TrackifyX app game. You run into obstacles in your Facebook marketing all the time and in your Shopify sales, and this game is kind of a symbol for that, right? So you can navigate your way and get some sales. Whoa. And then every now and then you just run into an obstacle and you have to start over. You have to kill your ads, you have to go back to the beginning and circumvent the obstacles and mess with the algorithm and look for new bidding strategies and look for new ways of tweaking your ads and getting more events and getting more special events that show up here. Now, in this, once we're done here with this, let me know what you think, and if you have installed TrackifyX yet. Bam, there it is. So 39. You see, it is actually pretty tricky to kind of get above your best there. I am the high score holder next to the actual game developer who made this game happen. He has a little bit higher top score than I do, but it does take a little patience, but it's fun. It's a fun game inside this. And you see, every now and then you get these e-com tips. So capture leads with exit intent pop-ups. Don't let users leave without capturing their info. Your email is your biggest asset. There you go. Good tip right there. Right? Okay, so then you can start over and do the things that that are important. You get inspiration and help wherever you need it from Trackify and from our team. So let's go and let's talk a little bit about the catalog features and the catalog feed and the way that you can run your retargeting ads with the feed and with the catalog that TrackifyX builds for you. Okay, so there's a whole section here called the Catalog Manager. You have a catalog list section here that shows you all of the catalogs that you have in your business manager. And we're going to go into the Add Catalog section. And we're just going to play around with that a little bit and see what happens here. So you simply select your feed settings, you select your business manager, and then once you've selected your business manager, you select the pixel that you want to use as event source. By default, I always recommend that should be your master pixel that is set up as the master pixel in Trackify for your store. That's simply so it can collect all of the events. You know, obviously, we always get questions about, well, what do we do with the niche pixels? And I heard that you can really retarget specifically by the niches that are tagged with the tracking tags or with the collections. And that is true, but there is a simpler and easier way than setting up all kinds of different catalogs for the different pixels that you might have in Trackify. And that is simply by setting up your master catalog based on your master pixel, and then use the Trackify product segments that Trackify builds automatically for you to set up separate DPA ads, separate dynamic product ads for retargeting, so that you can go after them by the tag specific niche, right? So there you go. So let's just pick a Google category here. And this is something that happens every now and then. We're going to tweak that, but see, right now it's not taking any input, and that's because I haven't submitted a form in a while here in this interface. And so it expires. It's a security feature. It expires the security of submitting the form from an outside source. And so all you need to do there is to simply reload the page. You saw what I just did. I just reloaded it. It takes no time at all. It doesn't require you to log back into your Facebook profile. It's just you refresh the page and there it is. And then you type a keyword in here that matches, that fits just kind of a general product type or category, product category for most products in your store. So I'm just going to pick shirts, and you get a couple of different choices here between all the catalog categories that are available in Google. and I'm just going to select this one here, apparel, accessories, clothing, shirts, and tops. Okay, that's the one I'm going to check. And so there you go. Now, let's go through these two other additional options, right? So now I have set up everything that I need here, really. I have selected the business manager where the catalog feed is where the catalog is gonna live. I've selected the pixel that is used as the event source for the catalog. I've selected the general default Google product category. And now I have two other options to choose from. Your default, that is the one that gives you the most intuitive, most normal results without thinking too much about it, is by unchecking both of these. So let's go over both of them, and then I'll show you the benefits and disadvantages of each, or what you can do. Really, they're not really disadvantages. It's just different benefits, and depends on what you want to try. That's what you can try. So number one, variants, including all variants. Typically, it's fine and works perfectly well if you just don't check that. So that makes your catalog feed a little bit smaller by just running the front-facing variant for each product that's in your store, in your catalog. For a lot of stores, for a lot of store owners, that's the way it should be anyway, because you have basically every product set up as its own product, and they don't even have any variants, right? So that's perfect for that. It's actually also quite perfect for stores that use variants such as shirt sizes, shirt colors, things like that, where if you have all of them, you actually kind of get an overcrowded field of products that are all very similar. And it can happen when you do that products the same product is displayed multiple times in a catalog ad that is running on a carousel, right? So I've early on, when I had a store that had 8,000 products with variants and blah blah blah, I made that experience when I was running my feeds through Data Feed Watch, which is, by the way, pretty expensive service that I used to use in the beginning to really tweak and have my feed build the way I wanted it. And I basically used the experience that I gathered from that, running my feed through Data Feed Watch, and how I wanted it formatted and how it works best. I basically built the experience that I gathered there into the catalog and feed builder in Trackify. And so you really have, not a super variety of options here to choose from, but you have the most powerful options that are useful for your catalog, and it depends a little bit on your situation. So you can include all variants, but keep in mind one other thing. Because of the way that the pixel events are structured, they are firing product information, product IDs, not variant IDs. So that means if you run multiple products, multiple variants in the catalog, you can't really identify a specific variant that has been visited anyway, because the pixel event is only going to transmit the product information. So in that case, if you have a product with 50 variants or whatever, then and you include all variants in the catalog, then that means now all 50 variants might be showing in your retargeting ads, and there's not really a designated, dedicated way for Facebook to know which variant fits best for retargeting, because that's the one they selected, right? So in general, I would just stick with it like that. Like I said before, you can test with that and experiment creating an additional catalog that does include all variants, but the default should be just to not include all variants and to keep the catalog kind of nice and smooth and easy to manage and handle for you. Now, the second option is a little bit more usable, if you will, and it allows you to select a different image that is more like a glamour shot or like a lifestyle image that you might want to include in your Shopify. And you can select that here instead of just kind of using the standard variant image that is just the product in front of a white background. So that way you can get your ads to become more engaging and more interactive, because they're showing some some lifestyle or some, you know, some glamour shot, whatever it is that you want to make the ad image. And so I have an example for that over here, right? This is my famous example for that. So this is the way this sample product is laid out. And you can see there are images here that are variant images in the sense that they're actually assigned to the different variants of the product, right? So I have 3 sample variants here, and I have 3 different variant images, and those 3 images are assigned to the variants in this product. So now, if I select the default, which is not checked, use product image is not checked. So in this case, it means the front variant is going to be used, which is this one here, the black one, and it's going to use the assigned image to that. And for that rule, it doesn't matter where this image is, right? The order of the images here doesn't matter. When this first option is selected, use product image unchecked, it's going to use the first variant and the image that is assigned to the first variant. Okay, so now when you check this box, when you choose this option, it's going to use the first image that is not assigned to a variant, no matter where that image is, right? So again, if you switch it out like this, well, so now this image is the first image, right? Now this image is the first image that is not attached to a variant. Now, well, come on. Still. Okay, now this image is the one that is the first one that is not attached to the variant. So the order of the non-attached product images here makes a difference, and I hope that makes sense to you if you need to experiment a little bit by shuffling back and forth that, but that's the rule, right? That's the rule. So when a product image is used, it uses the first image that's not attached to a variant, and if variant image is selected, then it's going to use the image that is attached to the first variant, and it's going to use that with that. And of course, if you have all variants checked, then it always just uses the variant image that is attached to the variant. So that's that. Those are these rules. So now let's just build a catalog, and I'll show you some of the other neat little tricks that you can do here. So I'm going to name this something. I'm going to name it test 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to call it variant image, right? Because I want to kind of keep track of the fact that I had not checked this one here. Okay, so now I have to do 2 things. I have to save the settings because I changed them, and then once I've changed the settings, I'm going to hit create catalog here. So it says please wait, then it says catalog creation is in progress, please visit catalog list view. And now this can take a couple of minutes. So while we're waiting for that, and then we're going to inspect the catalog list, while we're waiting for that, let me show you a couple of things, because we're getting awesome new reviews for TrackifyX specifically. TrackifyX is now launched in the Trackify app, so we have all the reviews here from the previous version, of course, but now we also have a bunch of brand new here, June 20th, June 18th, June 17th, June 15th. So great reviews are pouring in. And so one thing I wanted to just kind of give you this insight a little bit, so you understand how we work and what my philosophy is for Trackify. So we have in-app chat support right down here below. You can reach this chat widget from wherever you are in your store in TrackifyX, and you can reach out with any questions. So the way I see that is we pay attention almost 24/7 to the report chat and support chat, and what we do is when we're in there, we're trying to identify common problems that people have. And a lot of times it's questions about pixel setup in the store, but a lot of times it's also stuff about what's going on in Facebook, right? In your business manager, how do I set up dynamic product ads? What is this error message on my catalog and stuff like that? And we actually go the extra mile of digging deep and really drilling down to the problems that our Trackify users have, because I feel that this is a good value and a good service to be able to solve problems that happen once and then solve them so that they don't happen for all the other users as well, right? And more often than not, the problems are not caused by Trackify, but they are something that is in the products, or something that has to do with the store domain, or something that has to do with what Facebook is doing, and some changes that they're making. And it's, obviously beneficial if we can gather this information, gobble it up, and put it into into the way that our processes work, into the way that our notifications work, and letting everybody know that they have to change something, or what to expect, or what changes to expect, and so forth. So with that said, that's the reason why a lot of these reviews here are mentioning, support is really good, and you can go through them and kind of see what other things are mentioned, but I just wanted to kind of highlight that. Okay, so a few minutes have passed, so let's grab this catalog name here, go over to the catalog list. In the catalog list, you'll automatically be directed to the same business manager that you saved here in the add catalog section. And in here now, we can just put the name into the search field, and you see this timed out again because I was talking too much. So just refresh the page. It comes back very quickly. It gets pulled in from the assets in your Facebook Business Manager, and here they are. And now we can put this in, and the list gets filtered down. If you have many catalogs there, you'll see this is how it works, right? Okay, so let me point out a couple of things here. So remember, we've created this feed and this catalog based on the variant image feed format, right? So we're using the variant images for the feed, not the product images, not the glamour shots, just the standard variant images. All right. So now we have a feed name here. We have our last uploaded. We have the status that basically shows how many products are in the feed and have been pulled in. This number, when you go to this page very quickly, it can be that it's lower than you expect, but that means that Facebook is just still processing the upload, and this will eventually go up to your full value, to your full number. And now this here is next upload. This is a new feature. It always will say single upload. Any change in products will refresh the feed. So this is something that Trackify now handles completely under the hood, where your feeds are dynamically updated when you're making any changes. When anything changes in your Shopify store, it updates here, and then it will refresh the feeds in whatever time frame is appropriate. There are some limitations to the time frame depending on the plan level of Trackify, but in general, it's always dynamic. And it's not that Facebook needs to fetch the feed, but we're actually triggering the upload for this catalog. Now, another new feature is that you can actually change the catalog settings. You see here, this looks just like the settings that we put in when we created this catalog. And you can see here, there are these options here that you can select. And when you change these options, the format of the feed in the existing catalog will actually update, and that's a good thing when you want to change and try out things over time, that you can actually do this within the same catalog, because there is tracking information and retargeting information that in part gets stored within each catalog. So when you want to make changes, sometimes it's a better idea to keep the same catalog and keep working with the same catalog because of the history and the data history that you've already gathered with this catalog, rather than setting up a new catalog and then having to redo all your dynamic product ads. I don't know if you've noticed that before, but your dynamic product ads, you select a catalog and a catalog segment, depending on how you're set up. When you first create the ad, when you first create the campaign, and then you're done with this. You cannot change the product segment or the catalog later on in the same dynamic product campaign. You cannot change it later. You have to, you select it, and then if you want to change it, you have to create a new ad. So that means you're losing the history not only in the catalog if you use a different catalog, but also even in the ad if you're using different constellations there. So you can experiment with this. You can change it to using the product image, hit save, and on the next cycle, the feed will update in the same catalog and reflect the changes in the preference settings that you make here. You can even switch it between just using only one variant per product or using all variants for that. So you can make these edits here. Then you can delete the catalog. You should delete the catalog from within Trackify if it's been created in Trackify. That just kind of makes it cleaner and lets Trackify know that you've actually deleted it from Facebook. That way we don't need to keep the feed running. And then this here is a special feature. This one creates product sets from your RR track tags. So I'm going to hit this and see what happens here. It's going to run for a little bit. And then at the end, it will hopefully give us a nice message saying everything's done, unless it timed out again. It may have timed out again. No, it hasn't. So there you go. It took a moment. So now check this out. When you click on the catalog name, it takes you right over to your business manager into the catalog that we've been working with. And here you can see all the catalogs, all the 59 products that are there. So they're all in here and they're all visible and have been uploaded. And now you can go over to the product sets. You can see here, wow, this is cool. All of the product segments that reference the tracking tags that have been assigned to your products in your Shopify store have been automatically created. And you can see here the number of items that are included in each one. So in this one, for example, we have 13 items that match this. This one here, we have 6 items that match that, and so forth. And so this, and just to kind of bookend that and make a fast turnaround here, this is the best and easiest way to create more refined, retargeted sub ad sets, sub campaigns that go specifically for a niche. So what you would do is, and remember, we said in the beginning of this video, you should always use the master pixel for that, because the master pixel collects all of this information. So your benefit now by picking a specific product set to advertise that in a DPA is that this DPA is only going to show the products that are tagged with this tag, right? So it's not going to display your beer products to the people who are interested in Christmas and vice versa. It's only going to display in your carousel ads. It's only going to display the products that have this affinity that is created by the tag, and they are the only ones that are going to show up in a carousel retargeting ad. And it's product specific anyway, right? The first image in the carousel ad on a DPA is always going to be the one that they've already visited or that they've already added to the cart. But the additional images that are displayed or additional products that are shown in the carousel ad are not necessarily within the same niche, unless you group them in these product segments here and then use just the segment to advertise rather than all products in this catalog. So this is how to do this. You don't need to set up separate catalogs for each niche, but rather just create this one catalog through Trackify, use the automated feature in Trackify to build all of these segments automatically, and then use the segments to retarget specifically only the group of products that are combined with the tag, that all have that tag. There's, by the way, another way to run dynamic product ads, and that is for prospecting. So you can use dynamic product ads based on this catalog, not only for retargeting, but also for prospecting. And of course, for prospecting, it's even more powerful that you can group these here, and now you can advertise this group of 13 products in a carousel ad or in a dynamic product ad that is using individual images. You can advertise this group of products that are combined with a tag to that specific niche that is interested in those products as a prospecting ads to cold traffic. You can target lookalike audiences with that. You can even target interests with that. So that is a very cool way to kind of niche your way into the specific interest, and grouping the products like that is a very, very powerful feature. One other thing that I want to mention on this is these are dynamic, right? That's so one reason why DPA ads are called dynamic is because they're actually targeting the audience in a dynamic way, where it depends on who has visited a product, who has added a product to the cart, who has purchased a product. But you can also dynamically roll products in and out of these segments. So what do I mean by that? Well, if you have 13 products in here. If you add a product to this in the store, right? If you add a new product and you put this tag on it, automatically in the next cycle of refreshing this catalog, these new products will be added to the products that you see right here within that segment. And likewise, when you take a product out because it's not working so well anymore, or it's gotten old, or it just doesn't get any sales even though it gets impressions or whatever, then you just simply remove the tag from that product in your Shopify store, and it will automatically rotate out of this product set, and it will automatically no longer show in your ads that are set up that are going to that specific product set, right? So very, very powerful, kind of like automation and putting everything on remote control, if you will, and it's a very powerful feature. One additional feature that I should mention here, just in case you might be interested in generally suppressing a product from your feed, you can do that too. It's very simple. You just go into your products, and in your products you go and you add a tag there that tells Trackify to suppress this product. You go in here and go into the tag section, and what you want to do is you want to add the tag RR_track_exclude. All right. So now when you save this, the next time the product feed and the catalog are rebuilt, this product, all the products that have the RR_track_exclude tag on them, will no longer be included in the catalog at all. Cool. So there you go. That's pretty much all there is to know about what Trackify can do for you with the catalog, with catalog management. Oh, I should mention one more thing. One more really cool feature is that I'm going to show you that inside here. That's the best way to show you this. Let me see here. Let's narrow this down to beer, not bear, beer. And so in here, let's see. Yeah, okay, so you can see there are multiple pictures attached to this, and what you can do with that is you can choose multiple pictures to create a video slideshow within your dynamic product ads, even within a carousel. So that makes for great interaction and engagement. If you have multiple product images rotate through the same card on your carousel. So that means, on the card itself, on the carousel card itself, it's going to flip the images that belong to that product that's on that card. And the way we facilitate that is by adding multiple additional image URLs to each product that is in the catalog. You see this is here like that. And when you set up your ads, your dynamic product ads, you will find a control for this to set this up as slideshow images based on the additional image URLs within the ad editing section, right? So you always have campaign ads at an ad. So this feature here can be controlled from within the ads section. All right, well, I'm almost out of time and out of steam here. There are always so many little details, but check this out. This is another thing to really highlight and importantly to point out that that's kind of like always a source of confusion for everyone, and that's a systemic confusion because of the way that Facebook structures the terminology differently from Shopify. So let's say, let me see if I can do this here. Let me see what's going on here. So let's go into this one. So right here, for example, this particular variant, you can see here, it has a compare at price and it has a price. The price is the lower price in Shopify, right? Because that's the price that shows up. And then the compare at price is kind of, you can have that, it depends on the theme, but it shows up as like a strike through on your product page, and that shows, you know, what you're saving and what the difference is and that you're giving them a great deal and blah, 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 all of that. So the point here is the price is the lower price and the compare at price is the higher price, right? Okay, fine. Now let's go into Facebook, check out what we have here. So number one, all the prices on the products look like they're the higher prices, right? They're the higher prices. So often, most of the time, people say, well, there's something wrong here because only my compare at price shows up, only the high price shows up, and that's not right. Well, I had this popped open. That's what you need to do to see the full truth here, the whole truth and nothing but the truth in this. And you have to see, you know, view additional stuff. And you can see here, there are, both prices are here. I guess I had a different product, so never mind the difference between 30 and 31. But the point here is the higher price is in a parameter called price, and the lower price is in a parameter called sales price. And that's how Facebook handles these two price levels, right? The lower price is put into sale price, and the higher price is put into price. And remember, in Shopify, the lower price was in price, and the higher price was called compare at price. So that is obviously confusing, and good luck to work this out on your own if you're trying to create your own Facebook feed or, you know, whatever. But that's how this works. And the solution to, so now you ask, well, so how do I show the correct price on these? Well, the answer to that is there is a merge field. Again, that's at the bottom of your ads settings and in Facebook when you're setting up your dynamic product ads. And this merge field is called current price. It says, you know, product.current price. And it's a little drop down that you can use to merge any kind of product specific information into the card display areas here, into the text areas of the card, right? And so the merge field you want to use is current_price, current price. If you use that, then Facebook will automatically pick the correct price out of these values here for price, which is, again, in Facebook is the higher price, and sale price, which is lower price. Now, there's always margin for you to mess things up. And here's a fairly frequently used margin, or a fairly frequently occurring margin. And that is that there might be an app around that is kind of messing this up for people. But I'm going to tell you about it, and then you have to, you know, kind of see how to fix it. So there seems to be an app. It seems to be some kind of drop shipping app that puts the price in here into, you know, I should start on this with Shopify. It puts the price in here, and then the compare at price, they're misusing that, the app using this field to show the price that is the cost on their fulfillment, on their dropshipping supplier, right? So in that case, what you have happen is that price is the higher number, the larger number, than compare at price. And that messes the whole thing up. It messes up everything, because now Facebook gets confused. It shows a lower number for price than for sale price, and the merge field gets confused and it doesn't work. And additional features for overlaying the savings, percentage saved, or how much the discount is, those features, you lose them all, because now those computed values are no longer working properly. And so everything is messed up if you do it this way. And even in Shopify, things are messed up. Like if you have a theme that wants to, be really cool and do like save $8 or strike through was $30 or whatever it is, right? All of these features are messed up if you don't follow this principle of putting the price, making the price the lower price, and the compare ad price the higher price, that is the regular price, that it's reduced from the compare ad price to the price. Okay, well, that was very nitty gritty. It feels like this was a very detailed aspect of this video and what I actually wanted to show you. I'm smoking now. My head is in flames. My hair is on fire. And I'm just so ready for another round of TrackifyX game. Let's see if we can get some sales here, some add to carts, a view content, another view content. I'm going to bypass that. Here's a jingle from the sale. That's awesome. So let me see if I can get around this guy. All right. All right. All right. So here's how it works. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions, guys. I want to do these Facebook live streams and YouTube live streams on a very regular basis. And we're going to have, if you want to challenge me, if you're ready, you have to practice a little bit, otherwise you're not going to win. I'm not that great as it seems. I only get to, well, 52. I just bested my previous best here. And so I'm not that great, but it's not that easy. Okay, so you have to practice a little bit, and then you can challenge me, and we'll go on a Facebook Live together. We'll screen share both of our screens, and we'll duel. You can duel me in the TrackifyX game. All right, so we'll do that, and we'll do a live question and answer session with that. And whoa, with that all said, ooh, you see, I'm getting somewhat better. So that means you have to practice if you want to duel me. But then again, I'm an old guy, so you probably, like my 12-year-old son is better at this than I am. Okay, 93. Anyway, that was pretty good. Okay, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Let me know if you have any questions about any of this. Reach out to our support here. Go install Trackify and check it out. We have some very secret, top secret surprises coming too in the very near future. So keep your eyes peeled and let us know if you need anything. Thanks and cheers. This is Thomas Bartka signing off.